I wanted to jump right into some of the current events. And Willie had mentioned earlier about fighters not being afraid to fight each other and promotional entities, middlemen being really the main reason for a lot of these fights not happening. So that being said, Willie, what is your take on this whole Crawford Spence not fight? Because it is just a bunch of talk, it's tweets. Given what you know about the business of boxing, what is Willie Monroe's take on this whole situation?
Well, I think Crawford took the independent way, which he wants with strength and power, but then he doesn't have the downside about that is he doesn't have somebody in the game with power to truly fight for what, like, he's going and talking to Al, and you got Errol Spence who's already with Al. So Al's not gonna give Crawford anything he wants. You know what I mean? Because I mean, a lot of people look at it like this: whoever wins, Al can get that guy, and that's the best. But it don't really work like that. You know, he's gonna make sure that Spence is taken care of. He's gonna make sure that's, and I guess rightfully so. That's loyalty, right? But I think I wouldn't say this is a mistake, but I would say maybe the thing that's stopping Crawford from having more power in this situation is the fact that he isn't with a big powerhouse to say, well, look, we got this network to do this. And I think he just signed with BLK Boxing or something like that.
There's a one fight deal. So he's not signed. BLK is just the broadcaster, the same way Showtime or ESPN. So this is a one fight deal from what I understand. So it's not like Broner. Broner signed a 3-fight deal for $15 million, whereas Crawford is doing this one shot, one kill type of deal.
Okay. Well, I mean, I think, not having a powerhouse manager or promoter behind him, but I did see him take a picture with Jay-Z. I mean, if Jay-Z is still, in the boxing game, I think Jay-Z has the power, I mean, just as not more power, in that situation as Al, to be able to come in and vie for Terrence and make sure it's fair across the board. Because let's keep it real. I think it should be 50-50 split for both guys across the board. They're both undefeated. Obviously Errol has more belts, but then Crawford has really done more. He's covered 2 previous weight classes and unified a weight class before that. You got to look at Errol. Yeah, he was undisputed at 140. Errol has one more belt to collect before he can be undisputed, and that will be the belt that Terrence Crawford has. So they both have things to weigh where they can fight for what they want. But I personally think this could be the first fight in history where everybody just does it 50-50 and just let the fighters fight be what dictates who's the best in this. Okay. Not this guy made sure this guy had more money and he got this much more pull. I think they should all just put their egos aside and split everything 50-50. And this will probably be the very first fight in history where everything was actually split 50-50 between 2 mega fighters, because the thing what's going on right now is their hourglass is running out of time. Yeah. What happened? Errol Spence is already saying that 147 is hard for him to make. What if he gets clipped by Keith Thurman? Then that takes all of the air out of the fight for him and Terrence Crawford. Then he really doesn't have enough. So, and I'm not saying that, what I'm saying is anything in boxing can happen.
That's right.
And not being able to make that weight anymore, if he's struggling to make that weight, that could, weigh on his body to where he's not as dominant physically as he was before. It happens in one fight.
Yeah. So do you think that this fight not happening, Will, is this just an honest misunderstanding at the negotiating table, or is this one guy not wanting to fight or one side not wanting to fight, or is this just an honest disagreement at the negotiating table?
I personally believe it's an honest disagreement at the negotiating table, because I think both of those guys really, really want to fight each other. Like, I know both of those guys from the amateurs, and they're not scared of anyone, and I've watched both of them take out super middleweights, and sparring and be willing to fight a super middleweight if it came to it. So I don't think they're scared of each other, but I think it's the negotiations. And like I said, if they could find a way to everybody just put their egos to the side and split it 50-50 and let the let the actual fight dictate who's the best. I think I think that's the treat for the fans, and I think that will do something in boxing to where more fans will come back to boxing, more fighters will want to do it that way, and it'll bring some more purity back to boxing rather than having a political up on someone so I can make sure I win.
Yeah, and it's turned very political, right? Everybody it seems like somebody, either you're on the Terrence Crawford side of the fence or the Errol Spence, and to me, I just want them to get into the ring. I think just for the greater good of boxing. Remember to like and subscribe. Make sure that you comment too. We appreciate the love and we appreciate the hate on there. It's all good for conversation, and we will try to get to respond to most of y'all. But
I will. I definitely will.
Yeah. Boston Jared definitely will. So this is my man. This is Professor Nim signing out for the Casual Ran.
Peace.
Coach Dave and Boston Jared.
Peace. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Hey.